Hello, everybody. How are you? Good, thank you. Thank you again for joining us today for this amazing opportunity to sit with the Head of Brand and Media Partnerships for Audiomack. Welcome to AMP Studios. So just protocol, please try to keep your masks on at all times. The bathrooms are that side. I know all of you have signed in already, so thank you so much and sanitized. So how today is going to go is we're going to do an interview. I'm going to interview Charlotte, and then afterwards we'll open up the floor for your questions. So feel free to ask any questions if you have any, and then afterwards we're just going to kind of engage in a young networking session. So yeah, again, thank you very much, and thank you and welcome Charlotte Buana from Audiomack.
It's good to be here. She said interview, and it sounds so formal, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
discussion. Let's say discussion.
We're here to, all of us, we're here to vibe. But thank you so much for having me. I didn't know there was people, so I was like, I can't remember the last time I was in a room full of people, since 2019, which is, the pandemic has done a number on us, but I am so glad to be in a room with people and, just to have discussions and conversations that are, uplifting and eye-opening. So thank you for having me, and thank you for choosing me to be here.
Well, you're the natural choice to have. So cool. I'll just kick off with, just tell us a bit more about yourself, Charlotte Shar Buana. Tell us about Shar.
Shar is like what everybody calls me. At first, I didn't like it, but then turns out it rolls off the tongue very easy. So here we are. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. Ooh, I like ice cream. So I wish they gave me ice cream over here. But generally, born and raised in Kenya, currently living in Lagos. Started off my music career, I think, in 2017. So what happened was, this was like a happy mistake. Like, I don't think that I pre-planned it or ever saw myself in entertainment and in music. But I saw myself in a corporate world, right? So when I started off I graduated in 2012, and I joined an investment banker who at that time, because I studied accounting and finance in college. And the guy, he looked at me for, I worked with him for about like 2 months as an intern, and he kept on like asking me, are you sure this is what you want to do? So 2 months later, he sits me down and he says, Charlotte, I want to introduce you to digital. And I'm like, okay, tell me more. And he explains to me, and he's like, I think this is the next big thing. Technology, 5 years from now, it's going to change your life. And I say, so this is the thing about me. I have a very high appetite for risk. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Like, I was 22? So I was like, okay, cool. I have nothing to lose at that time. There's people taking care of me, my mom, my dad. I don't have bills. I'm like, yeah, I could change my entire life. Why not? And he switched me and started helping me learn about social media management. And he gave me corporate brands to handle, as well as personalities. So like top CEOs of banks and some top corporates that I cannot mention. But so here I was, a 22-year-old handling the Twitter of a famous guy, and people are thinking, oh yeah, we're talking to this guy. And I'm like, yeah, you are talking to him, sure. And then as that progressed, I joined Ogilvy because the investment banker at that time thought, I've introduced you to this world, but I don't think I have the resources to kind of help you navigate it. So I think you need an agency. So I joined Ogilvy as a social media associate. I think that's the lowest level you can join at Ogilvy. And then so I had the opportunity to then work with very many various brands and kind of understand consumers, right? Then came a chance because Coke Studio, Coca-Cola was the client to Ogilvy, and then so agency Ogilvy put me in as the digital content manager for Coke Studio, and then voila, I find myself meeting AKA. I find myself meeting Nasty C. I find myself meeting Busiswa. And I'm like, ooh, this is a different world, right? But I'm having conversations with them. And that's the thing about me. I ask questions. I think at some point, some of them were not so happy with me because, I'm out here telling you to smile for the camera, create a swipe up video because I'm handling the content, I'm handling social media, and I'm handling all this, and then I'm still coming to you and asking you, so how's your music career so far? But that's off the record, right? And I'm just having these random conversations. But at the end of the day, because we're in studio filming this entire show, and at the end of every night, or I get videos, the edits, and then now I upload them on YouTube. So then here I had the back end of Coke Studio content as well as the Coke Studio app, right? Then I start doing I have this back end. It's like every night I'm uploading videos on YouTube, but still, because I am curious, I start studying the insights and the data and how this translates to the show, right? So this video is doing better than this video. Why? Do you get what I mean? Yes, there's the star power. Yes, there's the pool, but there has got to be more to it than just the star power, right? And so I start doing my research. I was constantly at the back end of YouTube, constantly, and just trying to kind of figure out the insights, da 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 da. Then Cook Studio ended. Then I left Ogilvy. Then I took a break and just to think about what I want to do. But in the process, because I had met so many artists, I was having conversations with so many people in the industry and in the entertainment industry. But then that's when I realized that I could do more from the back end of things without necessarily being a superstar or a media personality. More on the side of, because I figured a lot of teams and artists don't understand the business side of things, which is where I came from. Because then now I had the corporate knowledge of pushing brands to consumers, then I could now translate data. But then I felt like I still needed to learn more about the industry. So at that time, W had a record label, still does. It's called DMW. And I was talking to the president of DMW at that time. And so he brought me in just to learn the operational side of the industry. So I could see how different acts, like album rollout just like day-to-day studio recording, to getting on tour, getting on show, putting together a concert, how an artist can headline their concert, So I started learning more on the industry side of things. And I was very lucky to be very close to an international superstar like Davido. Then you get to see and observe how he's a well-oiled engine and how things are running and how things should be done, right? And so the thing about me is I like observing and learning, and so I say less and take a lot just by observing. So I did that for a short time, and then Audiomack came, and then I joined Audiomack as an ambassador. So that was like, you're an ambassador, go out there, get as many, talk to as many artists about Audiomack as many as you can get. Get them on the platform, make them aware of the platform, and that's what I did. I was just lucky to have worked with as many superstars as possible while working at Coke Studio and speaking to many people as possible in the industry to be able to now have conversations about this platform that I really believed in. And the thing about Audiomack is I really believed in it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. Do you get what I mean? I was like, this is a game changer. And when I look at the opportunities sitting from this continent, this platform is made for this continent. 100. And so because I believed in it so much, I was able to have conversations about it. Fast forward to 2020, smack in the middle of the pandemic, we're like, we've opened offices in Lagos. Everybody's like, during a panoramic offices? Okay. But at the same time, the industry was really excited. And from there, it's just been building and building and building and investing as much as we can in the African continent, just because we believe so much in what is happening in the continent, but also the talent that is there in the continent. And for us, it wasn't a way, it's literally a way for us to tell African stories, but by the authorities, by the Africans. And we are just a platform. So it's not us using them, but it's like, use us. Yeah, use us. Tell your story. Use us as much as you want to, and reach the globe without, barriers, without any gatekeeping. Reach the globe. That's what we're saying, and that's what we're here for. But if you need our help to do that, because we built that platform for this, but if you need our help to do that, we're very happy to be at your service. And that's where we are now. And that's Shah.
Wow, Shah. Damn. What a journey. What a journey. I guess that's a great segue into what is Audiomack? What is it? What does it do?
Oh, we're just vibing over there as well. Nothing much.
Just vibing.
But Audiomack is a streaming and discovery platform. Started off in 2012, and it has been a trusted partner for Nicki Minaj, Eminem, to just drop music when they want to reach 100% of their fans without barriers and gatekeeping and red tape and da. And discovery, because a lot of artists will tell you that they got their first 1 million streams, 100,000 streams of Audiomack, right? Notable names would be Roddy Rick, Cash Page, and in Africa would be Omale, and he says it all the time, Audiomack. Like, I got discovered on Audiomack in the middle of the pandemic, right? My first 1 million streams, my first 2 million streams. Same to Bella Schmader, actually, right? This guy called Bella Schmader. Um, and we've got the likes of Simi, who's the first female artist to get 100 million plays.
I know that's it. Yeah, see me.
Yeah, to get 100 million plays of a platform, right? Please. Um, I don't know whether to keep talking or keep waiting. But yeah, so for us, Audiomack is literally a platform that I would say gives everybody, it has leveled the playing field, right? So it's giving everybody an opportunity and a platform to be heard and to tell their stories. And we're very big on discovery. Now, we started off, I think there was a lot of independent hip hop artists who would put their music there. The reason why I would say we're very artist oriented is because as an upcoming act, especially when you don't have, um, like funding behind you, but you still need to go out there to the world to show what you've got, then it's as simple as, audiomack.com. Then you create a profile, then you upload all your music. Now, the trick here is nobody's going to charge you for anything. It's unlimited uploading. Upload all your music, upload your entire catalog, right? Put it up there for people to see, for people to hear. And through that, you get to evolve as an artist because you're reaching a certain audience. The more you push your music, obviously, you're reaching a certain audience. Um, for me, if you are just starting off in your career, I would say before you focus on the radio or the TV or whatever, put your music out there first and make it as available as possible. And with an artist, you have to think of yourself as a product, right? So you don't want people to jump loopholes and climb hills and valleys to find your product. You want to take it to them, wherever they are. And that is what Audiomack does. It brings the product to the people. And I think we've learned a lot during pandemic that a lot of us like deliveries. We like it. We like staying at home and doing deliveries. Now, how can independent artists take advantage of Audiomack? That's what we're going to talk about. If you look at my screen, there's a creator dashboard, right? So as an artist, you go onto audiomack.com, you create a profile, and I can show you how to create a profile. But you go into audiomack.com, you create a profile, you upload your music, then you randomly find Charlotte on Twitter and you tell her to playlist you, which she's gonna do, right? If she sees your tweet. But there's ways to also page for playlisting and for verification, which I'm also gonna show over here, right? But I think this is one of the best ways to evolve and grow as an artist, especially as an independent artist, is to take advantage of your creator dashboard on Audiomack. So you've created your profile, you've added you've linked it to your social media, your Twitter, your Instagram, your website, your YouTube, da da da. You can link all that to your Audiomack. Amazing stuff, right? Because let's face it, all the other platforms, we're not going to mention their names, but when somebody goes to your page, they can't still find your Instagram, right? And then there's a comment section where people can comment on your song. So they're streaming your song. If they like it, they're commenting on it. And if you're trying to build community and you're active, you can always reply. And I always encourage artists to reply to comments about their music. But yeah, so this is the creator dashboard, and this is how it looks like. So from the top right of your screen, so you can see this is my profile, Audiomack Africa. No, that's not my profile, but here we are. But if you click on it, you will see your profile, then you see your creator dashboard, then you will see support. That's where you get all your answers. Then you can here generate your AMP code. We're going to talk about AMP, but it is basically how to monetize your music, because voila, you can now monetize your music without third parties and get paid. Thank you, Audiomack, everybody. All right, so creator dashboard is right here, right under your profile. So this is what your creator dashboard does. So you want to know where you're going, you want to understand where you stand in the crowd, you want to have an understanding of your audience. You use your creator dashboard, which is a tool that helps you analyze your data. And we make it very simple. And we've worked over the years to design it and redesign it in a way that you don't have to read the data and then still work so hard to translate it, right? Because reading data can be exhausting, but translating it is even worse. You're like, well, you know what? This looks like x squared plus y squared. Those things that we were taught in algebra, I don't have the time for this. So what is your creator dashboard? It's where all creators learn about their fans. It offers advanced analytics for free, right? And it breaks down your audience by geography, play source, and more. Why you should care, it's important to know as much about your audience as you can, because understanding who's listening and where they're from and what they're enjoying most can help you map out the best possible strategy for how to increase your fan base. Now, this is where I say in 2021, there's no longer vibes and inshallah when you're making decisions about your music. You're not going off, okay, no, I think this is popping. Yeah, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm just going to create a controversy. When you have data to just tell you what to do, right? It's very simple. So how to find your creator dashboard, which is what I just showed you at the very top right of your screen, where your profile picture is, right? And then it gives you an account snapshot of what's going on in your account, what's going on with your music. So the snapshot would be unique listeners, this is the number of followers you have, this is the number of plays you have, favorites, the number of playlists you've been added to, re-ups, or like retweets on Audiomack. Like when I re-up your song, everybody who follows my profile is able. So it's like a shareability button. So you're able to share. And we have seen the power of sharing is a trickle-down effect to reach new audience, right? But hey, look, you can see how you're doing on the 5th of May, on the 3rd of May, on the 4th of May. You can actually see the fluctuations and the ups and downs. So what do these numbers mean? Unique listeners is the number of individuals who have listened at least once. Followers, the total number of followers who follow your page on Audiomack. The plays, obviously, the number of times someone has played one of your tracks. The favorites is the number, it's just a favorite button. Like if I like this song, I'm pressing a favorite. Playlist adds is how many playlists you've been added to. The beauty about Audiomack is that we have our own internal playlists, but anybody who's a user, and not only a content creator, but just a fan, is able to create playlists as well, right? Once you have an Audiomack profile, you can create a playlist, share it with your friends, play it during a party. And we encourage a lot of artists to interact with their audience. And this is where technology is right now. And we can talk about that later because we were talking about NFTs. And what he was going to tell you about NFTs is that it's a way of turning all your fans into your influencers. right? This is where I encourage a lot of artists to interact with their fans because that's where the power is, because then they can influence who listens to your music. And that's because they share it. And there's no powerful marketing bigger than word of mouth. 100%, right? Re-ups, like I said, the retweets, the total number of times someone reposted your track, their profile page to share with their followers. Commercial break, guys. Okay, I think I'm ready now. Yo, story of my life. I went to Cape Town for a week. It was really cold. This is where I got this from. I was like, should I ever come back? That was my first time, and this is what I'm coming back with. Like, and everybody raves about, oh, the most beautiful. I was like, bring me back another time.
But you're doing well. You're doing very
Yeah.
well. Much better than before.
Much better. Yeah, I was here on Sunday and it was hell. So yeah, so plan your tour. So you're an artist, you put out your music. Now it's time for you to hit the road. And when I say hit the road, I don't mean that you're going on tour on these main stages, da 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 da. It could just be a media tour, right? So you're sitting in South Africa as an artist and you see your play sources are, like 43% or 45% are from a playlist, 30% are from like the trending section on Audiomack, then 20% are from charts, 3% are from embeds, then 2% are from your profile. So you kind of realize that, okay, for me to reach a higher audience, I clearly need to be playlisted more because that's the source of my playlist, of my play source, right? So sometimes if it's trending, then you kind of realize I need to bug these Audiomack guys to trend me more. They're not going to sleep. In fact, they will know my name, my second name, all my government data. At this point, let's go. This is where I'm at, right? But that kind of helps you make the decision of when you drop the next song, what you kind of need to do, right? So you kind of realize, okay, the play is not coming so much from my profile as it is coming from playlists. So I need to ask to be playlisted more. But also ask yourself what is going on with your profile, right? And how can you lead people to your profile, right? So that's important because remember, it's a discovery journey. So yes, you're playlisted. And this is why I always say to artists, playlists are amazing, but they're not a marketing plan. They're not, right? They're a small fraction of the marketing, right? But it's really up to you because it's a discovery journey. So I'm on a playlist. I'm listening to this playlist because I know they curate it perfectly, right? I bump into your music there, I listen to it and continue. Then there's a problem. I should be able to listen to your music there and say, ooh, who is that? Click on your profile and then play more music from your profile, right? And then search your socials, follow you, da 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 da. So playlists are great. They're just not they're a small fraction, a fragment of the entire marketing plan, which needs to be 360 as a whole, right? On Audiomack, we have the trending section, which is always like a guaranteed 10,000 plays within the first hour. It's literally because the first thing people see when they open Audiomack is see the trending section, and it's divided into genres. So there's Afrobeat, so there's global Afrobeat, hip hop, R&B, pop, whatever. But the thing I like about the trending section is we at Audiomack, and this is why I say we level the playing field, is that we don't care. You will go on there and you will find names that you've never heard of before. You'll find a popular name and you'll find somebody from Cape Town sitting right next to Burna Boy, and we don't care. But that's where we've leveled the playing field. That's where people now come. And our trending section is very popular because that's where people they see it first, but that's also where they play first. A lot of people play first from trending section. And it's a good discovery because now they discover, they listen to it, they're like, okay, I want to hear more of this, right? Who is this person? Where they're from? They start doing their research, you know? Um, Essentially, that trending section has given a lot of people a huge chance to be discovered and to gain new fans and a new audience, right? The charts is we have our geo charts, top 100 geo charts. So when you go, when you look at the charts, you find um, top 100 South Africa, top 100 Ghana, top 100 Kenya, and you're able to kind of see where your music falls, as a country, because you'd be surprised. You'd be sitting in South Africa, you're thinking, okay, there should be more South African music playing. So, like, yeah, we're doing amazing as an industry. Okay, cool. Charts. Eh, yeah. Then you just see somebody else. I mean, I mentioned names, but you see somebody else, you see another country that's dominating, and kind of makes you shift your whole focus as an industry. That is like, what do we do then to make more South Africans stream more South African music? Do you get what I mean? Right? But that is it's not an individual fix. It's a very collective fix, right? Because it is a collective problem. So it has to be fixed collectively. Then we have the embeds. So, back in the day, you'd be on a website, something, and that's where you can listen to music and download off that. But what we've done with Audiomack is that we're working with as much blog sites as possible for them not to rip off the MP3 from players and then put it on their website. So yeah, write about this favorite artist, write about this artist, but you can embed the link of their song to your blog. And what you're doing for them is making sure that they're streamed and making sure they get paid. Because in the past, when they rip it, the artist doesn't get paid, but the song is available to everyone. And then the profile, which was spoken about, right? Then, so these are example of play sources. You can see more. You can see all your sources, right? But it ideally just gives you a general view of where your music is being played for and what played from and what you can do to then make sure that other sources are also, you know, getting a fair share of that, right? Especially your profile. If it's not coming from your profile, you have to reevaluate the entire thing because the thing about that is that you're not selling your brand. And remember, you are the product. So if it's coming from a playlist, not necessarily your profile, you have to make sure it's coming from a profile. Then you are top of mind as a brand and as an artist. Otherwise, the playlist will always be top of mind, and your song will always be, oh, I've heard it. I go back to the playlist. I heard it again. A week later, the curator changes the playlist, and your song is no longer available on that playlist, right? Because no song stays on the playlist for 2 years. Um, then your play geo, this is where it shows you by country, right? So this is really important because You find a lot of artists say, yo, I want to be popular. I want to make the biggest hit South Africa has ever heard, right? And you're sitting there with your music and you're like, but I'm not popping in South Africa. Then you go plays by Geo, and to your surprise, not that this happens every day, but to your surprise, you could find that your plays by Geo, maybe they're coming from Kenya, maybe they're coming from Tanzania. The best thing for you to do as an artist is then pack a bag and go to Kenya. Seriously, do. And look for a Kenyan producer, look for Kenyan artists, do your collaborations. Clearly, there's already room, they're creating demand. So it's up to you to create supply. A lot of artists want to focus on, it's almost like, yeah, this is the border, this is where I have to make it. But who says that's the rule? Do you get what I mean? Who says that's the rule? One of my favorite examples to give, and I love her so much, is Yemi Alade, because she's big, but she's also very big in different places of the world. And what she does is she understands her audience. So she will see her song generating a number of plays from East Africa, Kenya, and she's like, oh, these people love me. And then she goes and she does a remix of that song in Swahili. And then she goes to France and does a remix of that song in France. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give you more of what you want. And let me try and make it even better to add a spice. I'm gonna give it to you in your language. And then there we go. Voila. Yemi is like Mama Africa because she has really understood her audience and what they like. And she's vibing with them. They're on the same wavelength, right? So in South Africa, Shoma Jones is a perfect example. She drops those raps in Swahili. And when she did, I think, Huku, even it was such a vibe, but we were vibing to it because it was in our language, but it was a vibe. But even in South Africa, they were vibing to it because that song was dope. But she managed to unbox herself in a way that says, I don't just have to sing in to please this audience while I can cater to everyone. Do you get what I mean? And that's the beauty about understanding your audience. You can unbox yourself. So you're not sitting particularly in one corner. Because human beings were very multifaceted. We're not monolithic. There's very many versions to us, and we're like onions. You have to peel a layer, peel another layer. And even us, like as individuals, we have to peel layers to even understand ourselves. So imagine trying to understand the whole world. It's like peel a layer in East Africa and figure out what's happening there, then peel a layer in South Africa. But the only way you're going to do that is by understanding your audience. So you kind of know, like, yeah, United States, Canada, Mexico, whatever. This is where they're playing me. This is where they love me more. This is where they love me less. And if this is where they love me less, it's also a question of how do I make them love me more? Right? So you start doing your research, you start to figure out what can I do to make those people listen to my music more, right? So it helps you make that decision as well. I think it's also important for even established artists. Yes, you're big, and there's demand for you in Sweden, Kenya, Ghana, Australia, whatever the case may be. You have to figure out what song is big in Australia, right? Because you sit here and thinking, this is my biggest song. It could be big here, but in Australia, the song that they're vibing with is completely different. So it's also figuring out when I hit the stage, what am I singing? Like top 5 of my songs in that region, what are they? So when I hit the stage, to rile up the crowd, this is what I'm giving them, right? Again, understanding your audience. You've made that decision from data because the numbers are there, the data is there. It's as easy as A, B, C. And so from places, you're able to see your tracker played on Audiomack, know whether your plays are coming from placements, curated playlist, charts, Audiomack embeds, whatever, right? Plays by geo, you're ready to bring your music to the stage, break down your listeners by country. You also know which country to hit first, right? I mean, if you're commercial break.
This is really insightful. I think for me, one of the things that's kind of coming out here is a lot of us have analytics everywhere. You've got analytics on Instagram, you've got analytics on your Facebook, but we don't actually know how to interpret those analytics into actionable steps to say, what do I do next based on what I am seeing? This is incredible.
Amazing. I like when people make me feel like I made sense. Jokes aside, yeah, so when you're going on road, you kind of, if your least plays is in Gambia and you're like, yeah, but let's go on stage in Gambia. Why? Why? Like, are you going to sell tickets there? Exactly. So you probably know where to hit first. If your biggest plays are in South Africa, you better do a show in South Africa because you've got the audience, right? And you've got the command, and you'll probably sell out the tickets. Then there's the engage your listeners part. So again, goes back to when I said artists should really interact with their audience. Because that's where your power lies as an artist. Engaging with your fans is very important, and I think it's the most important part of your job, because you then identify who your listeners are and steps to reaching out. So on Audiomack, you can see your top fans. You can pick at least top 50, and then you can see your top influencers, right? So your top fans are the most engaged Audiomack listeners. They're fans who listens to your tracks the most. Your top influencers are the fans who are creating playlists on Audiomack, and they're the ones adding your tracks to their favorite playlists, and they're ones favoriting and sharing your track and introducing you to a new fan base. Now, this is really important because we're in the age of community building. We're no longer in the age of I have fans. We're no longer in the age of I have an audience. We're in the age of I have fans, core fans. Like, I know people whom, if I say this pair of shoes, I want to give it away, they'll give me whatever amount of money I ask for it. I know I have core fans that if I say every top 20 of my fans drop 20 rand or whatever, we're shooting the next music video and you're gonna fund it. You know, you just know there are people who are crazy enough to be in this journey with you. We're no longer in the phase of audience where you do all the work. Now it's like a fan base where they're doing the work with you. And that's where technology comes in play. That's where NFTs come in play. People want to own shares of your music. People want to be part of your entire journey, the decision-making process. So this is where you say, okay, I'm gonna pick 5 of my fans, the top 5 of my fans, and we're going to choose the next tracks of my EP. But not everybody can come and lie to you under your Instagram comments that they're your top fans, because you then have data to prove them wrong or prove them right? You see that and you're like, no, you are actually my top fan. You have streamed my song this number of times. You've playlisted my tracks this number of times on this number of playlists. You favorited my tracks this number of times. You reposted my tracks this number of times. It's literally, you're the biggest influencer. You're my biggest. You should probably join my marketing team right now. Do you get what I mean? But you can prove it because you have the numbers to prove it. You go to your Audiomack Creator dashboard and you extract that. And that's really important, right? Because then you really know that you have this community of people who are in this journey with you because they're pushing your agenda, right? So it's this, what do you call it? Like they're like missionaries, right? So we're pushing this religion together kind of thing, but you can verify it, right? And I think that's really important because it also helps you decide that your top fans get an intimate dinner with you. They have this access to you. They get to listen to your album first. They get to have a capsule collection of your merchandise that nobody else is going to have. And it gives them this bragging rights, right? And we've seen this, this is a thing about human beings. We like bragging rights. Way before, oh, I was the first person to have a Nokia 3310. Okay. You know? I bought this piece of art. I hung it on my wall. That's a bragging right? So it's like, yeah, I own the Mona Lisa, the real version of the Mona Lisa. Okay, we know you got it from Amazon, and we're not so sure if it's the real version, but yeah, we believe you it's the real one. But basically, you can give your audience and your fan base that bragging right to say, I had the first copy of this artist's vinyl record. I had the first t-shirt that he signed, that he wore, whatever the case may be. And I had dinner with them last night. Do you get what I mean? And this is sort of a reward for doing the work with you and being in the journey with you. So you have to make them feel like we're in this together, right? Because let's face it, every big superstar will tell you, you make it there because of your fans. It's always the fans. You make it there because of your fans. Otherwise, like, what, you think 20,000 people came to the stadium randomly? Do you get what I mean? Like, even when you're putting out music, are you putting it out to what? Seats? And, like, you're putting out for people. And it's your fans. And they're in this journey. They're very well invested in you. And we've seen it. We've seen it in concerts when people cry. And people fight. When an artist throws something, people fight for it. Then there's the emotional aspect. People cry, right? And it's because they can relate to you. But you need to know who these people are. And that's where we really are going with technology. And it helps you build your own rollout. So you viewing your top performing content, helps you prepare for your next piece of content. You might be in a phase where you're trying genres, or sometimes you've been giving your audience the same thing over and over, and it's kind of getting monotonous, and you can tell from the plays. So you know when you need to switch up, you know when you need to be versatile, so that you kind of keep giving more and more and more, right? Then, so from here you can see top performing content. You kind of see the title, da-da-da. So yeah, that's the creator dashboard. That's it.
That's incredible. I think that deserves a round of applause. I mean, I had a whole bunch of questions around like, how is it different to other platforms, et cetera, but you've clearly answered all of that. I think it's so much more intimate It gives you an intimate view of where you stand as an artist, what your songs are doing, who your fans are. My question is, where is Audiomack from? Where are the audiences? Because it's new in South Africa, right? We're not, a lot of us are not familiar with it. How do we, as independent artists, make sure that our fans kind of migrate over to this platform? And from an audience perspective, what is the benefit as an audience to come onto the platform?
One, I would like to say we're the biggest streaming platform in Africa. Thank you.
Excuse me. Yes, ma'am.
But yeah, I think South Africa, according to our data, maybe falls at number 5 or number 6, with Nigeria like really topping it up there, Ghana as well as Tanzania. So yeah, I agree with you when you say that in AC, we're only beginning to do the work. And I think that's why we're here now. It's really to figure out like what's happening in the market. Okay, can we join the party? Yeah, we're so excited. Like invite us to all your parties. We're here. Okay, right? And I'm really excited to be here. There's a lot of moving parts in South Africa. It's one of the places I can say that is very diverse in terms of music, because you have the hip hop, then you have the Amapiano, but then I was in Durban and I think there's still playing, yes, I couldn't get the click sound. They're still playing that. And, I was in the club and I was vibing to it. I was like, oh my goodness, should I climb on top of the chair that vibe to this? But yeah, there's that diversification. And then there's R&B, there's Elaine, Shekinah, Rolene, and, they're also still doing very amazing. And so I can't even sit here and say, Amapiano is king, because I'm like, no, but hip hop is still doing its thing in South Africa. And I love the diversification, right? In terms of us, I think we're here to try and invest more and support more into what's already existing and see what's possible and what are the possibilities. My favorite thing that I've done is be part of Put Me On 2021. And what we're doing there is there's a package for the winner, but Audiomack is giving the winner studio equipment for, to start their music journey, right? So we get to buy you studio equipment, and but I've seen the process, and it's a lot of hand holding that I love, because you get to sit with these participants and you talk to them about the industry and educate them and sort of give them a blueprint, but they have to sprinkle their own element to it. But what I'm going to say is it's a lot of education that they're getting, which a lot of artists back then didn't get, and everybody was figuring it out. But in 2021, I think there's blueprints and steps to follow. And then with an element of your own as an upcoming act, I think you'd be on the right track. Why should artists be on Audiomack? I think I just gave them all the reasons to be on Audiomack. Do you get what I mean? Why should fans be on Audiomack? Good question. We are amazing. Period. But we have a premium tire and an ad-based tire. We're very popular for our ad-based tire. Now, because this is streaming worldwide, I'm not allowed to use the word free, but you can stream music, right? Without paying a dime, right? And all you have to do is have access to data or Wi-Fi, and then you're good. You go into Audiomack, you download the app, you're good. You start looking for your favorite song, your favorite content creator, they're there. right? And then you as a fan, you start creating your own playlist and play around with it as well, and you get to enjoy that flexibility of just being able to create a playlist and send it to your friends without anyone nagging you, whatever. Do you get what I mean? So it's an amazing feel, right? And then there's the aspect of not having data that, so you come to AMP studios and you're here for an hour, so you have access to the AMP studio Wi-Fi for an hour, and your favorite artist dropped an album last night, so you're listening to it, but you need more time. So what happens with Audiomack is you can download to listen offline. So when you're on your way without access to data or limited internet, you still continue to stream this album or this song, whatever the case may be, this playlist, and it's because you have no data, so you still continue streaming, but the streams still count to your favorite content creator, so it still counts and it still goes towards their royalties.
Oh, so it still picks up with the analytics even if it's offline.
Yeah, but you'll still get a lot of ads.
Okay.
Nando's, buy a Nando's.
So then this leads me to my next question. Where does the money come from? How does the artist earn money? How does Audiomack earn money? How does that happen?
We never delve into how Audiomack makes money. But
okay, let's delve into how does the artist make money.
Yes, let's delve into how the audio artist makes money. So, voila, I get paid for your streams. So this is why every artist needs to send their fans to Audiomack. Ideally, is because when your fans stream your music, then you earn royalties, right? And the thing about people and being a product is that you have to let people know where to find your product. So you're not going to be saying, I make shoes. Okay, cool. Yeah, I make shoes. Okay. Where do we find it? Lead us there, right? So that's why I say audiomack.com /Nosisi. So we just know this is where to find your music. Now, you can apply for AMP, right? Which is our monetization. Yeah, we're going to take a break again. We recently opened our AMP to the rest of the world and to all content creators. So guess what? You can actually monetize your music and get your money direct from Audiomack with no third parties involved. It goes straight to your bank account. You're like, whoo, okay. So this is also a reason why you need to kind of push your fans towards Audiomack again. It's essentially, especially as an independent artist, where you know that every cent counts. So if it has to come via someone else that's going to take their 30% and then you get yours, and by the time it's coming to you, you're like, okay. So they're like, work hard, work harder. Keep working. But you still get your 3 cents, right? But on Audiomack, you're like, there's nobody taking that 30%, right? So you're just like, okay, Audiomack, it's time to pay me now. Ting, direct to your bank account, right? And yeah, that's amazing reason why you should push your fans to Audiomack, right? So again, our mission is to give artists complete control of their career. So you get paid for your streams. The Audiomack Monetization Program, AMP, allows creators to generate revenue through Audiomack and invest back into their career. Engage more fans by using and monetizing through Audiomack, which we service millions of discovery-focused listeners and tastemakers every day. It's very easy to use. Well, I wish I could. Hold on, let me see.
Is everyone still here? Are you guys still vibing? All right, cool. Making sure.
Yeah, I saw someone yawning at the back there. I was
Yawning.
like,
He should be wearing his mask. We shouldn't be seeing anyone yawning. Those that are not wearing their mask, please wear your mask. Thank you.
okay, so this is taking a little bit of time to load. But then if you go on your creator dashboard, again, like I said, you can go down to monetization. So on the left hand side of your screen, and when you click on monetization, well, because I'm not monetized, it won't take me to the details. But one is the first process is to apply. So clearly, I qualify to get monetized. I don't know why I have not. I should have done it before. I mean, yeah, let me pay myself too. You know. Um, so then you click on apply. It tells you if you're qualified for an amplification. Basically, qualification is just 2 songs and 1,000 plays, and you're qualified to monetize, right? So your mission as an upcoming artist, first of all, is to upload 2 songs. The second one is to make sure that 1,000 people have streamed your songs and you've gotten 1,000 plays. Then you come back and you apply for the monetization program. And in the back end of things, it will show you how to apply, what you need to do, your banking stuff. Yeesh, I have actually applied. This is, yeah, they're going to kick me out of this. Tomorrow I might not have access to the biggest playlist, so don't ask me to playlist you. But yeah, you then apply, then we have a team at the back end that once your paperwork is on check, you're good to go. Then every other day, you can actually now monetize by earning. Sorry, you can monetize how you're earning. So you go back to your creator dashboard and you go back to the monetization and you're able to see your streams climbing or declining, whichever the case may be. So it gives you more reasons to keep on pushing your link to fans, keep on pushing your new album, your new EP, how to market it more, make sure you're on as many blogs as possible, as many radio stations as possible, as many TVs as possible, like kind of pushing your fans towards streaming your music, because then you're able to see if I appeared on Friday on at least 5 blogs and the streams, you see the graphic and you also see your money go up, that kind of thing, right? I wish I could show you the back end of things, but yeah.
Last question from my side, and then I'm going to open it up to the floor. So, what are the percentage splits? I always think that's something that artists want to know. To say, if someone pays for, I earn money, what is Audiomack giving me, and what are they taking? Because now we've cut out the middleman.
I think I would have given this question to someone else because I don't want to be misquoted. But there's a way royalty earnings are, there's a way they're put together. And I think Audiomack is always like, I might be wrong. I don't want to say this number because too many people and I like
it could be misleading.
Yeah, it could
let's
be
rather
misleading.
not. Okay,
I'd rather not go into
All right,
that.
cool, not a problem. All right. So, does anyone have any questions on the floor? Yes, please. There is a microphone over there. Please feel free to, sister. There's a microphone over there. Yeah. Because we're streaming live, it's always good to just talk on the mic so everyone at home can also hear what's happening.
All right, great. My name is Manele. I'm from Women in Music South Africa. So my question is, you mentioned NFTs, which is quite a huge buzzword, especially in music. So are you creating a platform as Audiomack for NFT, music NFT availability? And if so, because we're in Africa and most of the international ones like OpenSeas, etc., they use your cryptocurrency, how would you do it as, Audiomack on the African continent where crypto is not necessarily the biggest, forms of exchangeables of exchange?
Uh, the NFT talk was just like between us because
Oh,
she's
okay.
very passionate about NFT.
Me too.
But like, no, we're not building NFTs at Audiomack.
Oh,
No,
okay. Okay, all
right?
right.
But it's an interesting conversation to have nonetheless, because it's like really big, and we've seen artists. I think this DJ, I think he's called Blau, and he sold like 11.6 million within 24 hours. I was like, what the hell? Like, who are you? Where are you from? And why don't I know you? Why are you not related to me?
Yeah.
But it's there's so much education that needs to be heard for people, and so many conversations that need to go around for even people to even start understanding how they work. So no, as a Audiomack, we're not building it, but I think I read about it for general knowledge, but that's just it.
Okay, no one else. I've got
another question? Yeah,
Yeah,
please ask your other
I
question.
do have another question. So you're speaking about how interactive it is for the fan and the creator on the platform. So do you have any sort of creator chat room? So for example, you spoke about, you've got the analytics, you know where your music is streamed, where you've got a huge number of following. So do you have an interactive chat room for maybe the creators that they can develop the music together, basically, talk together on the platform and then take it offline before someone packs their bags and goes to Nigeria from South Africa? And also with the pandemic and all the, the different measures and red lists, etc. Is there a platform like that? And then a follow-up to that, with the fans, is there also an ability to crowdfund for the particular artist? Do you limit those kind of activities, or is it solely just upload the music, interact with your fans, and it ends there? Or can they create a crowdfunding mechanism for a music video, for example, if they can't afford it? Yeah, that's it.
We're about to launch something. So I was avoiding speaking about it now but when it launches, I think you will know. But it's definitely one of those places and buttons where artists can, I don't want to say crowdfund. I think the best way I would say is a button where fans can support their favorite content creator financially, right? Beyond the streaming. Like, yeah, you stream my music, I'm gonna earn royalties, but like, yeah, I'm your biggest fan. I want more for you. So, are you shooting that video for that song that I really like? Like, yeah, okay, I'm supporting you now. Do you get what I mean? So, so when we launch, you'll definitely hear about it. Do we have a platform to connect artists to another artist? No, that's a lot of A&R work, right? And we're a lot in the back end of the distribution of things and making sure that the artist is being played in Jamaica and the UK and whatnot, and we're trying to figure out the marketing for that. However, I think that if you ask anyone at Audiomack, they're all music lovers. They work with different artists. So I think when you speak to people at Audiomack and you're able to ask for a favor of, link me up with this artist from, I don't think they will say no if they have capacity to do it. It would definitely be an introduction. I think they'd be open to an introduction. Then you take it from there, but we don't have that A&R process, no.
Any other questions? Yeah, please. You have to go to the mic, please.
Hi, my name is Mpumi. I'm also from Women in Music. I just wanted to find out if I am with an aggregator, for instance, and I'm an artist, do I need to do Audiomack separately, or is there a separate thing where I can get like my verification badge and be able to still utilize those services whilst maybe the music is being provided by somebody else to Audiomack platform?
Good question. Whew. I mean, we work with very many aggregators, Africori, Ziki, Dito. Yeah, so and they send music to us, all the time, Believe, and they send us the priority artists, da da da. We work very well with them. And I'm sure, look, all I'm saying is if you have an aggregator, I think you're in good hands. If you have a trusted distribution partner and you're just able to ask for reports and maybe ask for access to your back end if you want to understand it yourself. But there's always reports, and digital partners are always happy and willing to share these reports. So I don't think you have to do it yourself if you're in good hands.
Okay, yeah, I get that part. But then, like, if I want to be, like, I want to have a badge on Audiomack as an artist. Like, I want to be a verified artist. And I want to be able to kind of maybe see the analytics in terms of who are my top fans and who are my influencers. Not so much in terms from a sales perspective, but more in terms of from an interactive and how to grow my market perspective.
Again, so if you have a distro, they'll make sure you're verified.
Okay.
They'll then extract the report from the back end of Audiomack and share it with you. So you'll still be able to do that. If you're independent, there's a button for applying for verification and authentication, and you can still access the creator dashboard by yourself. Either way, it's a win-win.
Perfect.
Actually, I've got a question around that, because one of the things around in the industry in terms of gatekeeping earlier on, you said that Audiomack definitely removes that barrier to be added onto playlists. The interaction between artists and Audiomack, is there like a system? Do you give preferential kind of treatment to aggregators, or does an artist kind of fit as a level kind of being? If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Say, am I disadvantaged as an artist if I don't go through an aggregator?
No, you just apply for, there's a button again to apply for verification, apply for playlisting. The in-house curator listen to your music, and then they figure out where to place you, right? I think the only thing that will deter you here is the quality of music, right? So obviously, and that's why there's always a lot of red tape. I don't think people like to put the red tapes in place, but there's standards to the quality of music that platforms want to have. So good sound engineering, like clean music, it's really important, right? And so if you're just doing it by yourself and you submit it and it doesn't match up to the standards, then you might think that they prioritize the other artists, but the truth of the matter is it did just match the quality, right? So that goes back to like production, engineering, whatever. But essentially that's why there's always a red tape. It's always to figure out if it's quality music and matches up to the standards and specifications that are set by a platform.
Okay, I'm assuming there are no more questions, or there's one question coming. And then I think that will be the final question. Oh, 2 questions. Wonderful.
Okay. Thank you for a lovely thing. I just wanted to catch on the monetization aspect and how the artists earn their money. I wasn't sure whether you could explain how much they earn per stream. Is it 1 cent, or they say the average is 1 million streams is $20,000 US. I don't know whether you have an idea.
What? So that's why we went to that question. I was saying I was going to give a figure, but it might be misleading. So I don't want to answer that here and kind of give a misleading figure. I'd have to go
To
back to my
research.
team and just,
I think once we have the information, we can share it on our WhatsApp line.
Yes.
Also, we'll just share. a bit
Yeah, I
more
would
around
definitely
that.
give her that
And also in
information.
terms of copyright, with the playlist, that should fall under public performance of those recordings, and then should be available for further copyright income to the musicians. I don't know if you're working with agencies, copyright agencies, or collective management organizations around the continent to ensure that artists would receive that extra income that should be due to them,
So you mean when someone playlists on our platform?
and plays it publicly, as you said, at a party or whatever.
Well, I didn't say like play it at, you can play it in a house party. I didn't mean like, yeah, let's go out there in a concert and no, I didn't mean that. But like, it's your personal playlist. If you play it amongst 10 of your friends, do I need to call Capasso for that? But yeah,
Yes.
we do work with publishing houses and to make sure, collection agencies, just to make sure that artists get paid their royalties. So, but off a playlist, think about it. It's already coming from, because we already have the rights to have the music on the platform, right? So when it's coming from a playlist on the platform, it's a stream. So you're still getting paid from the stream, right? It didn't come from a CD that I went to a store or came to AMP Studios and played it directly. I played it from an Audiomack playlist, right? So in that case, do you really then need to call a collection agency? Because I already have rights and you're already playing it from a platform that has the rights to the music. So you don't need a collection agency for that. But if it's not coming from a platform that has rights to the music, then you need a collection agency for that. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah, and I
Thanks.
think also, it depends on where you're playing it. If you're playing it in your house, should be all right to your friends. Don't go play it at a party. Don't charge at the party and then play your Audiomack playlist. That changes the game.
Yeah, like
You talked a lot about discovery, right? So does Audiomack have an algorithm in place to aid with discovery? Like using stuff like the text, like I've used it for a few years, Audiomack. So it kind of needs all the metadata, all the vibes from all that stuff. So does it use that information to help you get discovered, like putting you under similar artists, or does it create algorithmic playlists to just help you push there? Or does your success on Audiomack just rely on you pushing your own links or pushing for playlisting?
I think for a very, very long time, we've been sort of trying to, organically push that discovery, right? But yes, there is AI to answer your question now, right? But for a long time, we've just been trying to organically push that discovery, and hence the trending section where it's just us putting up people and it doesn't matter who they are, where they're from, how big they are, the A-list artists, B-list, C-list, D-list, they all just have this equalized level platform that they all get discovered. Are you okay? Okay.
Hi, my name is Lindiwe. My question is from a tools and resources perspective.
I can't hear
You
you.
can't hear me? I'm short. Okay, let me just. I wanna. There you go. Cool.
Oh, you got it.
Am I good? Okay. Yeah, I was saying my question is from a tools and resources perspective because I come from a music distribution background. So as aggregators are only starting now, especially in South Africa, we haven't really started delivering to Audiomack, and it's only now they're going to be starting. For artists that are with aggregators that aren't delivering to the service, or for independent artists that are only going to be starting now to be delivering to Audiomack, is there like a tool on the creators dashboard where artists can get to schedule music? Let's say, for instance, a release is coming out next week, Friday, or does an artist have to wait for that specific Friday to upload? And my other question is methods for pitching. If independent artists can get to pitch themselves, that you've already answered. And then from the aggregator side, how do aggregators get to start a conversation with people from Audiomack?
Okay, one, when you click the upload button, that's right here. If you can see my screen, you choose a song, EP, non-musical, so you can choose a podcast as well. And yes, you can schedule a release, right? And it just sits there, right? It's the most amazing way to make extra money. I'll tell you how. I just thought about it. I said, what if I schedule a release? But if you want to hear it earlier, drop $1. Oh my goodness. No, don't take me seriously. But so yes, you can schedule a release, right? From a pitching playlisting perspective, you just go playlist@audiomack.com. You pitch. And I love it when artists send us music like that, or even marketing@audiomack.com. They send us their music, they send us a link to their scheduled release, and then they tell us, you know what, my song is great on this playlist, that. They've already done their research, they already know what playlist that this song is great for. So we get that, and it just always makes our work easier, obviously, to just give you what you want, right? It just goes to the marketing and curation department. They sit down, they read your email, they do the playlisting, and from the email that's tied to your Audiomack account, you will get all the notifications. And Audiomack, they love sending notifications. Like, you will see your first 1,000 streams, yay, an email from Audiomack. Your first 5,000 streams, yay, an email from Audiomack. A lot of those come through, right? So yeah, you just have to send that marketing@audiomack.com, right? If you're an independent artist. If you are an aggregator, you probably already have a working relationship with Audiomack. So our content operations team, they're always there to make sure, one, that your music is smoothly released on the day of the release. Two, that they then ask you like things like priority artists, priority songs if it's an album, and you're able to also tell them this is the playlist I'm looking at. They're able to send that to the curation marketing department as well. You're able to send them a swipe up video. Them, they make sure that it's on the Audiomack social media channels and everything, right? So if you're an aggregator, and we work with so many aggregators, we have a well filled up content operations team that take care of aggregators.
I think it's afternoon now. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi. My name is Khan Kali. I am a singer and songwriter. I've worked with a lot of artists, and I was really wondering if Audiomack, I heard you mention something about buying studio equipment for artists who use Audiomack. Is Audiomack planning to do anything like that next year? And how can users, because I've also uploaded my music on Audiomack, how can we get access to that? Is it available? And yeah.
The studio equipment?
Yes, or like an incubator program or things along those lines. How how is Audiomack going to give back to artists in terms of like artist development, giving them access to information about business, the music business and stuff like that? Because I think I heard you mention something like that. I just want to hear more about that.
Okay. Wow. One. Oh my goodness. We do not buy studio equipment for artists.
Oh.
That was
No, I think you
Sorry.
misunderstood because it was a
Oh.
competition called
Oh,
Put Me
okay.
On. And so
Okay.
they provided sponsorship for that competition to
Okay.
give the winner of that competition studio equipment.
exactly.
Okay.
So we are able to tap into existing assets. And that's why I said that's what we're here to do. And that's why we're in the country. So an asset like Put Me On is already an asset that's built for artist development, right? They have this competition, artists come, everybody showcases their talent, they pick winners, they pick, I think, the top 5, they put them in a camp, in a house, and, put them with prolific artists. I saw Youngster CPT there. I saw Musa Keys there. I saw Rouge rapper there. So, and then they put them also with a lot of music executives and kind of able to get that education. And that's where we came in at Audiomack also as what's it called, mentors as well in the program, right? And we're able to give these upcoming artists who signed up for that competition. So this was their artist development program, right? So we've not done it ourselves, but we are very happy to tap into existing assets that have already been created, that have been tried, proven, and tested, and they're working. And a lot of upcoming artists are coming out of there with a lot of knowledge and skills and going out there and being superstars in the world. And I think Put Me On is one of those campaigns or those competitions or those existing assets, because I think there was a time, I think, what's her name? Costa Titch was a winner of Put Me On. So that's an asset, tried, tested, proven, it's working, and they develop superstars. And so we're happy to tap into that. Have we created our own? Not for now. I'm not, never say never. Maybe we'll wake up one day and be like, you know what? Yeah, we're starting a university. Oh, no, I'm joking. But, but yeah, it's, we're happy to tap into existing assets.
All right, I think that is the final question. Oh, you have one more? Okay, then yours will be the final question because I think we've taken up a lot of your time. But thank you so much.
Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Mlungis. So I just want to ask in terms of, because when it comes to artists, music is not the only thing that actually makes them accessible to their fans. There's digital marketing and all of other content that requires to be put out there to fans. When it comes to Audiomack, are there any platforms that we can utilize in terms of like using everything that we need to post out there for the artists to become big, whether it's pictures, videos, live interviews, live performances, and so forth? Can we utilize, are there any platforms on Audiomack that we can utilize to post and push such content? Thank you.
I am forgetting the name of our series, but we have a lot of content series, right? We try to leverage our social media a lot. So we have artists that come and say, I want to go live with Audiomack during my rollout plan. And we have you being interviewed by like a media personality on Instagram, and we kind of push that so people can, tune in and watch that and, kind of help you push your brand. We have, I think, 5 on 8 series where we always create content asking artists top 5 questions. Could be random, like what top 5 things you need when you're in studio, da 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 da. But these are all very get to know the artist kind of content. And we do have those content on our social media. Like for us, we even randomly post, like if an artist posts a picture on their social media and we like it, we randomly repost that on our own social media. Do you get what I mean? And kind of just help like drive up the brand, right? So those are like, we kind of leverage a lot on our social media. We also leverage a lot on our comment section where we create a link up. So Friday link up with Mayuku, Friday link up with Musa Keys, where Musa, an artist will spend a good 2-3 hours of their time interacting with the audience on the comment section of their Audiomack profile, right? And this helps in like that community building and branding, right? But I think a lot of the work when it comes to branding has to always be done by the artist.
Cool. I think we've reached the end of our session. Like I said, afterwards for maybe 15 minutes, because actually we had scheduled that between 10 and 11 we would talk, and then between 11 and 12 we'd be able to kind of network and ask questions. But we have exhausted the full 2 hours, which is also very encouraging. And thank you so much for everyone that came. We had some really good insights. Thank you so much, Charlotte, for sharing information about
My
this
pleasure.
incredible platform. I really like the fact that it is Africa focused. And I think if you are an artist and you're really trying to understand the African footprint, I think it's important for artists to really focus on our continent. We've seen it, like you said, with Shoma Josie, who has really, what she did was not brain surgery. It was just, it was quite obvious, but a lot of people are not looking at that strategy and implementing it for themselves. So I think you've kind of solidified that aspect of things. It's important also for us as African artists to really understand what is happening on the continent and where we fit in and how we can collaborate with each other and how we can leverage off the audiences that exist. I mean, Nigeria, for instance, is one of the biggest music audiences, and as a South African artist, if you can go, and penetrate into Nigeria, and how do you do that? And, Audiomack seems to be the platform that kind of helps guide us in that platform around what is happening on the continent and how we can penetrate. So I really appreciate that.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Cool, so thank you very much. And I think the stream is over. And if you guys want to help yourselves to some coffees and stuff, please feel free.